Nintendo has had a fantastic launch year with many excellent titles in a variety of genres, and to finish off the catalogue, developer Monolith Soft has released a massive JRPG with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. A truly mammoth experience, this game managed to capture so many of the best features of classic JRPGs while not feeling overly derivative of what's come before. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 doesn't cater for first timers though, with an excessive amount of often complex or poorly explained systems, but for those already initiated, what is here offers a grand adventure with many emotionally satisfying moments over the dozens of hours you invest in the world of Alrest.
Oh my goodness, what a wonderful view.
Spectacular indeed.
Yeah, this is great!
Easily one of the strongest elements of the game is the setting and mythology of its universe. The ground is no longer inhabitable due to a cloud sea covering the entirety of Alrest. Thankfully, enormous creatures called Titans are present, with some capable of offering a landmass large enough to sustain cities worth of people on or within them. This very unique and engaging concept makes the environments feel important while also creating visually stunning locations to look at. The Xenoblade series sense of scale is on display with full force, often leading to many awe-inspiring moments as you first visit new titans and admire the captivating sights. The ecosystem supported on each titan is also substantially different, offering a variety of life forms and cultures, preventing new locations from feeling too familiar. By running, climbing and even swimming through the clouds, each terrain offers plenty of content to explore and discover.
Onwards!
The accompanying music as you journey through the various vistas on display is equally impressive and greatly complements the majesty of the Titans. Additionally, the towns also include scores that match their corresponding setting and tone, helping you immediately feel their presence. From a bustling central hub for traders or a city featuring militaristic occupation, the soundtrack always feels inspired and a pleasure to hear as you complete your long travels. Due to the vastness of these colossal creatures, it is equally important they are filled with plenty of worthwhile discoveries and enemies to face. Thankfully, that is the case, and every path allows a sense of adventure as you encounter distinctive creatures, find secret tunnels leading to hidden treasures, or a new town to investigate. Most environments are very open, however typically monsters far beyond your level roam through certain areas blocking that location, although in turn these areas grant a greater level of satisfaction when finding their secrets. Other than simply a suggestion of strength, the level of a creature acts as an indicator of the correct direction to go when completing the main story. This is particularly helpful due to the very poorly executed map and quest icon features at launch. At no point can you view the entire map of an area, instead just showing you a snapshot of your current location, in turn never giving you an idea of the real landscape layout or a point to mark. This quickly becomes irritating as you attempt to progress to the next story location and find yourself going the wrong way multiple times for getting where you want to go. Another inconsistent element of Chronicles 2 is the voice acting, with the mouse syncing for the English voice actors being flat out terrible.
Even that Aegis of yours is gonna run out of energy before long.
What?
Early on, delivery of a lot of lines felt incredibly off, especially when it came to showcasing emotion, but gradually as I got used to the key characters, it stopped bothering me. For those who wish to experience the journey in Japanese, can thankfully do so with a day one free download. As poor as often some main characters' voice acting was, I did find them compelling enough to be emotionally invested in their story. Rex, the title's main character, is the overly positive hero that has hidden abilities, always believes in the power of friendship, and manages to get caught up in a mission that will change his life forever. For the most part, all the main cast fit into a familiar anime archetype, but every new character introduced complements the existing ones well and offers new insights as events occur. Of course, their primary purpose is to push the narrative of the story forward and have you invested in their journey, which Xenoblade does very successfully. In addition to Titans roaming the world of Alrest, there are special inhabitants called drivers that can form a bond with blades, who are not merely a weapon but actually a living entity that have internal life. Upon their driver's death though, the blade loses all memory of their past, and so the heart of the story is exploring the relationship between a blade and their driver, in particular Rex and his blade Pyra. Pyra is an extremely powerful ancient weapon long sealed away called the Aegis that many characters wish to use for their own means. Her past and wish to return home to a paradise called Elysium sitting atop the world tree reaching to the sky sets up many interesting moments and secrets to be uncovered.
This is Elysium, the land where long ago mankind lived in harmony with their creator. It's where we were born.
Everything runs full circle, with the events from the mythology of the sword's cultures tying into the history of many different blades and castes represented in the narrative. The pacing of the game successfully gets you invested in what's happening, often luring you into the next big reveal upon a previous event being unveiled. So many mysteries and questions are set up, such as what the villainous Torna organization and its leader Jin ultimate goal are, as well as why the Aegis was created by the architect hidden away in Elysium. Every character has their own arc, and that ties closely to the main events occurring in the story, often creating insightful growth to their personalities and surprising discoveries.
I always thought people were pretty selfish by nature, but you...
Between the interesting outcomes presented in the cutscenes and the dialogue options, you are typically taking part in combat encounters. For the most part, the battle system starts off feeling very simplistic, but gradually new systems are introduced that grant you additional abilities and improve the adventure. Unfortunately, for the most case, you're only shown an initial tutorial and then expected to remember their mechanic for the rest of the game. With the exception of an NPC who can be talked to for combat hints, there is no instruction system to re-explain the Xenoblade mechanics, which is very user-unfriendly for a game featuring so many processes to learn. Initially, the game fights are very simple. You have a party of up to 3 members and you control only your appointed leader, which can be changed to your preferred character. As you fight using basic auto attacks, you start filling up 3 different stronger abilities tied to the current blade equipped, which upon triggering must be replenished by repeating the cycle of attacking. As you progress through the game and slowly amass more blades and party members, suddenly you can start building elemental special attacks based on you or your teammates using blades of certain elements in combination. These elemental supers are particularly powerful and borderline essential in taking out some of the toughest enemies and bosses in the game. This in turn starts setting up an almost deck building approach, with the blades trying to make the best combination of ability focuses for attack, defense and healing, plus their elements such as fire, wind and water. With the exception of story-specific blades and secret ones to be found, you essentially generate blades via resonating with an item called a core crystal that has a random drop chance for a different ability and element. This gamble on hopes for a strong blade is an annoying one that often sees you getting generic looking blades over and over again. They are at least visually exciting to see awaken, and when you finally do receive a special rare blade, you feel more compelled to equip it and level up through the story's main objectives.
My name is Percival. None can stand against me.
This lucky dip system though is just an additional task in an already overstuffed game with often very obtuse side content. You can upgrade towns, send blades on missions, have certain party arrangement to experience little character moments, or even play an arcade minigame to upgrade an artificial blade.
World's first artificial blade! Poppy!
Whoa!
Incredible!
It's just too much to keep track of, or is poorly executed, such as having to constantly change party members in order to get past certain obstacles. This frustration continues on with side quests that at least typically get you out exploring the world, but often don't indicate where to go or give boring objectives like collecting specific bugs from random drop points in an unknown area. You fight bosses multiple times, some which have large difficulty spikes or very unclear objectives in order to defeat them. At one point, a character was forced out of my party for a boss fight that I thought meant I had to defeat him with only a team of 2, only to work out later that my other 4th teammate was just being set as an exclusion from my party. I just needed to re-enable them again. On top of the frustrations of some of Xenoblade 2 mechanics, the performance of the game is a bit of a mixed bag. For the most part, it runs okay docked, with surprisingly fast load times, features that only look a bit blurry, and a frame rate that goes down mostly only in particularly crowded and expansive areas such as towns. Of course, when portable, the game only performs worse, with less than HD visuals and much more inconsistent frame rate. There's such a classic PlayStation 2, overly ambitious RPG type charm to the game though, and with so much content to be completed, it is still enjoyable overall regardless of how you play it. In the end, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 as a whole is widely inconsistent RPG, with many frustrating but also engaging and compelling experiences. At times it feels like you're fighting against enjoying the game, only to be deeply thrilled by a moment straight after. These ups and downs balance out to be a great adventure overall, but only for those either familiar with the genre or willing to tolerate some imposing systems. It falls short of standing on the shores of past titans in the genre, but it does manage to offer up a memorable cast of characters and world to explore. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more gaming and geeky content.
I shall spread thy legend far and wide. May your name live on for eternity.